Hey Snowflakes, and welcome to this video. So this video is going to be a story time video. I hope you guys like the backdrop in the back. I personally love it. I just received it in the mail and I am so excited to be using it because I think it will make my videos look so much more professional. I will have the link down below where you can go and purchase this if you want a tapestry just like this one. So this video is going to be all about my concussion. So I got my concussion 4 years ago exactly today. Today is February 29th, which is leap day. I got it 4 years ago today.
Really, Kat? Really? Really? She wants to join in.
So I got my concussion in 2012, I believe it was. Yeah. Exactly 4 years ago today, and I will tell you exactly what happened. So I was in my junior year of high school when this happened. I was in one of my favorite classes. It was my psychology class in high school. I loved this class so much. I had the best teacher ever. He made me excited for psychology, and that's basically what I'm studying in college just because I love that class so much. So he split us into partners and we were learning about perspective. And I always joke that I really got to learn what perspective was during this assignment. So I was partnered with one of my friends and I thought that he would, you know, protect me or whatever, but it was a blindfolded experiment. And so we got partnered up, and what we did is we took turns blindfolding each other and walking around the school grounds. Now, the whole point of this activity was to trust your partner and be able to know where you are without being able to see. So it was all about perspective. And so I got teamed up with one of my friends and I thought that things would go good. You know, I trusted him a lot and stuff. So first I blindfolded him and I did joke around a bit and I was like, oh, you're gonna fall. Oh, you're gonna fall. But he knew I was totally joking. And so when it got to my turn, I wasn't nervous at all. I was just like, I'm gonna be fine. So my partner was super careless with me. He had me trip and roll down his hill in the field. I mean, he had me fall over things and stuff. And I finally went to my teacher and I was like, you know what? I don't feel comfortable doing this. I think that I would rather just get an F or do some other thing instead of this because I have a really bad feeling about doing this project. He was like, no, you really need to do this project. There's nothing else I could really give you, and I don't want you to get an F because you have one of the highest grades in the class, and I think that you could really do good on this project. So I was like, okay, I will give it another try. Right about this time, we're in the field, and we're deciding to walk back into the gym area of my high school. My high school was 100% inside. It was one of the new high schools in Las Vegas where it was inside, everything was inside instead of outside like normal traditional high schools are. Walking back into the gym area, and that's when he wasn't paying attention and rammed my head into the gym door. Now, originally I hit myself, you know, in the pole of the two doors that open, there's like a pole there. I originally hit myself here or whatever. And then I don't know what happened because, you know, I got a concussion, you know, I don't know what happened. But I ended up hitting myself right here. And this is where I ended up getting my concussion, right here. Now, right after this, I flew backwards and luckily somebody caught me. And later on, I found out if somebody wouldn't have caught me, I would have fell back and probably became blind because my head would have hit the floor and I would have probably have been blind. So it was amazing that the guy was able to catch me out of nowhere. I mean, he wasn't even doing this experiment with us. He was just walking in a hallway and caught me. So after that, I flew backwards and he caught me. And I took off my blindfold and the teacher was like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I think I just hit my nose. I think I broke my nose. And so we walked back to the classroom. By then, the whole entire project was over. And I was sitting in the classroom and I was kind of talking out of my head a bit and stuff. And the teacher was like, are you sure you're okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine, you know, I just hurt my nose, just broke it or something, I'm fine, you know. And so then after that class, he said, if you go to the ER, I will send you there. I want to make sure you're okay. I was like, I'm totally fine. And so afterwards, I met up with some of my friends on the way to my PE class, and I did PE. I did the full hour of PE yoga while having this concussion and not even realizing I had a concussion. It was this severe. And so then after that, I had my English class. And I was sitting in my English class and I was just like, I'm in so much pain here. This is like the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. I don't know what's going on. you know, I need to go to the nurse or whatever. And so my teacher, my psychology teacher, actually called my family and was like, Tawana hit her head, you might want to talk to her about it. And so right when I was going to the nurse, they called my name to come up to the nurse. And so I went up there and I talked to my mom and I was like, Mom, I'm totally fine, you know, blah, blah, blah. And so afterwards I was gonna go back to my class because they were like, I don't think you broke your nose, nothing's wrong. And so I was actually starting to kind of lose my mind a bit. And so in high school, like the hallways, I was just kind of walking around like, you know, just totally out of my head until my friends found me. And one of my friends found me and took me to the nurse, basically. And it was like, I explained to them I hit my head, blah, blah, blah. And so then I went to lunch right after that. And I started to try to fall asleep and stuff, but my friends were like, I think you have a concussion, you don't need to be falling asleep. And so they kept trying to wake me up, and then finally I was just like, talked to my grandma, and I was like, Grandma, I really want to go take my chemistry test. And she knew something was wrong with that because I don't want to take chemistry tests, you know, no. So she was like, I really think something's wrong, I'm gonna come get you. And so I went to the nurse and realized that it wasn't my nose that was hurt, it was my head, and that this was way worse than I could have ever thought it was. And so I went to the nurse and my friend stayed with me and he made sure to keep me awake and stuff. He used the excuse of his diabetes because he had diabetes and he always went to the nurse and stuff. And so he stayed with me to make sure that I wasn't going to die. So after that, I remember my grandma coming and picking me up, and she was so mad at the nurse because the nurse was like, oh, you probably have a concussion, go take a nap. And everybody knows, if you know anything, that you don't take a nap when you think you've had a concussion or you have one. And so they were so mad. And so then I went to the ER, and that's where things got blurry because I sort of don't remember. I remember that my bracelet was stolen off of me. And so I went to the hospital and they were like, she needs to be woken up every hour. You need to go see a brain doctor, a brain surgeon, or whatever, and get this taken care of. And so I went and I saw the brain surgeon a few days later after being woken up every hour. And the pain of a concussion is just one of the worst pains I've ever experienced in my life. Like, I have not gone through child labor, I have not gone through anything like that, but I would be surprised if it was worse than the pain of a concussion, because the pain of the concussion was just the worst feeling I ever had in my life. It was right here, oh my gosh. So I went to the brain doctor. Brain doctor was like, yep, you have a concussion. There's no reason to put you through an MRI. I know you have a concussion and it's a pretty bad one. You need to stay in bed, rest, not do anything. Don't read, don't watch TV, don't go out of the house. Lay in bed and do nothing. And I'm just like, what the heck? You know, I went from an amazing high school experience to you need to lay in a bed for months and recover and not do anything, not have friends over, you know. It was just the changing point of my life. I was just taken by surprise. I just couldn't believe it. It was just like, what now, you know? And so I spent a lot of time in my bed crying, and right before this happened, I actually got I got a role in my high school play, and I was gonna start it the next day. I was gonna start on March 1st, you know, training for it, because I love plays and I love singing and dancing and all that stuff. And I missed out on that. And then a few months went by and I'm still in bed and I'm still having pain. I go back to the doctor, she goes, well, sometimes concussions can last for a year and you need to recover for a year. I'm not even kidding. I spent 9 months in a bed, not doing anything, no reading, no TV, no friends, no life, nothing, for 9 months. And then the next 4 months, I was transitioning into getting out of bed and getting out into the world again and experiencing things. And so it took about a year for me to recover from my concussion. After my concussion happened, they asked me, you know, did your partner do it on purpose and stuff? And I told them no. And the more I think about it, the more I realized that this friend was upset at me because I was dating somebody that he didn't like. And so for the longest time, I thought he couldn't have done it on purpose. But now I pretty much have come to realize that he did do it on purpose, that he was upset at me, and yeah. But, so I laid in bed, did nothing, and then went back to the doctor, the brain doctor, and she was like, I think you're better now. But, like, through this whole entire thing, I am left with post-traumatic migraines, which are right here. Anything can set them off. They're post-traumatic. I have them right here. And then right here for my concussion, I got whiplash. So my head went clear back and stuff. And it left me right here with neck pain. And so for the last 4 years, every day I've had migraines and neck pain that is chronic. And days ago, I was just like, you know what? It's been 4 years. I shouldn't be suffering like this. I am going to go to the doctor and tell her that I need help. I need somebody to help me fix this. The only relief I ever get is from a massage, and those only last for like a few minutes to a few days, and it's like a quick fix. And so she told me that I'm having a muscle spasm right here out in my neck, and it's staying like this for the last 4 years, and so I need physical therapy to fix it. And then she said for my headaches and my neck aches both, she gave me a muscle relaxant just in case it ever really hurts, like the kind where I want to throw up, and I got medicine for that. After a few months of the concussion, when I was just getting back up on my feet, so this is about the 10th month of having the concussion, we needed to figure out what to do with me in high school, because I had a doctor's note for every day that I missed of those 8 months of school, and they had piles and piles of work for me to do, and I just couldn't handle it. And so they told me, there's 2 things you could do. You could go to summer school and not graduate until you're 21, and I'm 21 right now, so I'm just like, that's a long time, because I was homeschooled and some of my credits didn't transfer over. And then they said the other thing is for me to get my GED. And so I was just like, I'm just gonna get my GED. And so after I was done recovering and things were better, I got my GED, and then I started college right away. And I quickly realized I started college way too soon because I just couldn't handle the pressure of college. I wasn't quite 100% well. I was still hurting and stuff, and so therefore I didn't do anything. And then in 2013, February, this is after everything, I met my husband, and I went online and I was just looking for friends, and I ended up meeting him, and that was amazing. And I would not have met him if I wouldn't have got this concussion. So the whole entire moral, the whole entire best thing about this story is I ended up, meeting my husband in this, after all this, and realized I'm supposed to be with him, and we got married, and we've been married almost 3 years now. And it's totally amazing, and I love him so much, and I am so grateful that I got my concussion and I was able to meet him. And I would deal with pain like this for the rest of my life if that meant that I was able to be with him. And I'm just so grateful to be with him and stuff. They did say during my concussion, the brain doctor did say that she thought that my brain had bled and that it was really bad. It hit this part of my head, which triggered some stuff in there, made me go crazy for a bit. It was a long recovery, a long road, and so I am glad finally now that I am able to get physical therapy soon and hopefully get this taken care of, because it's been 4 years. Now, every single leap year, I'm just so cautious. Like today, I went and worked out, and I was just like, I'm gonna do less than I did before, because I don't want to get hurt. I'm totally afraid of leap years now. They're very bad luck for me. So that's basically my concussion story. If you guys have any questions down below, let me know. I can answer any questions about having a concussion because I've had one and I know what it's like and I know it sucks. And if you have one right now and you're sitting in bed and you're watching this, I am so sorry for you. It is the worst experience ever. I'm just glad that something good came of it. I will have some videos linked down below or in the card section of I think I shared the story of how I met my husband, or it was like an anniversary video that you guys might be interested in seeing. So I will attach those in the card section, and I will see you guys in my next video really soon. Leave your requests down below, leave any questions down below, and I will see you in my next video soon. Bye!